All right, let's go to Brittany Werner, who is live right there at Shock Trauma. Brittany, you just heard from the sister of the officer. I mean, we all were here. We're all crying. I mean, we all were in tears listening to her.
Yeah, and she made a very good point. It was a very, very emotional statement. She talked about how her sister is her best friend. She literally puts on her uniform every day to go out and protect the city, to have someone come and commit such a heinous crime while she was at work. So we're just going to recap kind of what we told you earlier today. Again, police told us about this morning. They got the call of a crash this morning around 1:30. They said someone told them there was a crash. However, when they got there is when they found the officer had been shot while working. And again, this happened in the Curtis Bay area. When they arrived again, they found that officer who needed help. They immediately started giving her CPR before rushing her here to shock trauma. Police said whoever shot her came up from behind and started firing at the car. She was hit at least twice. And from what we heard from the doctor today, those injuries are serious. She's now in ICU. And here's a little bit from what her sister had to say as a message.
What I need this city to know and understand is before she was a police officer, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister, she's a woman. She took on this job, she took on this responsibility. This has been a lifelong goal of my sister, to serve the Baltimore City Police Department. My sister dedicated herself to this job. She went in early, she stayed late. She spent countless hours away from her children to serve the community in the Southern District. I am going to ask you if you have an honest, decent, empathetic bone in your body, that you speak up and say something.
Very, very, very powerful. At first, we told you there was a $59,000 reward. We've since learned that that's been doubled. The governor actually matched that reward, so now it's $118,000 for anyone who has information that could lead police to an arrest. We also heard at the press conference here that police now have a vehicle in custody, and they were able to get that vehicle based on surveillance footage from the area that led them there. So they're working hard, investigating, trying to figure out who's responsible for shooting one of their officers.
So Brittany, did the commissioner say that they were talking to somebody? He didn't quite use the term person of interest, but he did indicate that they were interviewing somebody?
He did say they were interviewing someone. They mentioned that they have that vehicle. There's not a whole lot they can say in regards to that because it's still obviously a part of this investigation. But they do have a vehicle in custody, which is a start toward the right direction in regards to this shooting. But obviously very, very sad for the entire department and for this officer's family.
Well, are you seeing more officers coming and going throughout the afternoon that you've been there? I know Kevin Davis, the former police commissioner of Baltimore City, now in Fairfax, came up and went in to see the officer here today. I mean, what have you been seeing, the coming and goings?
Yeah, so we've actually been seeing officers coming and going all day, and we were told that a lot of the officers came to support the family and show their love toward the family. The commissioner actually said they had a talk with their officers today before they went out just to prep them for how this day would be, because obviously everyone is in a very, very somber state because this is just a horrible and heinous crime that has happened to one of their own. They put on their uniforms every day to go out and make sure that they keep the city safe, and they fight to protect everyone in the city. So for something like this to happen has obviously shocked the department, and it's just a very horrible situation for everyone involved.
All right, Brittany Werner, thanks for that live report. We will continue to stay on top of this story. as it develops, I'm sure, throughout the evening and in the next couple of days. But again, police are working diligently to find the person, the coward, who came up from her behind and shot up her car that she was sitting